Yes, dear parents, a very good morning to you all. Sorry, good afternoon. A warm good afternoon to you all. So today we will discuss about the national education policy. Okay. So first we'll start with the introduction. I'll give a small introduction to you that what is national education policy. So the national education policy is a policy formulated by the government of India to promote and regulate education in India. You must be aware of it. The policy covers elementary education to higher education in both rural and urban India. So, so some of the major highlights of the National Education Policy 2020 are schooling to begin from the age of 3 years. The revised policy expands the age group of mandatory schools. Schooling from 6 to 14 years to 3 to 18 years. This new system will include 12 years of schooling with 3 years of Anganwadi preschooling. The NEP says students until class 5 should be taught in their mother language. The policy also proposes phasing out of all institutions offering single streams and that all universities and colleges must aim to become multidisciplinary by 2014. It will help students to develop scientific temper from a young age. So I will show you some slides Yes. First is the vision of the policy. So, vision of the policy, it says that it wants to develop an education system deeply rooted in Indian ethos, which has the capability to provide high quality education to compete in the global world. The curriculum and pedagogy must develop a sense of respect towards fundamental duties and Constitution of India and have a deep bond with the country. Third is develop a sense of pride and respect for the country and be responsible for human rights, sustainable development, and also for global well-being, thereby reflecting a truly global citizen. Next is key principles of NEP. So these principles are very important for overall development of the student. So first is respect for diversity and local context. Next is equity and inclusion. Then community participation and use of technology. Use of technology is very important. It bridges up the gap. So technology plays a wonderful role, especially in COVID, as we have seen. Next is emphasis on conceptual understanding rather than rote learning and learning for exams. Unique capabilities like recognizing, identifying them in each student. Next is critical thinking and creativity to encourage logical decision making and innovation among the students. So continuous review is also very important based on sustained research and regular class assessment by educational experts as 3 Rs. So the next main feature of NEP is transforming curricular and pedagogical structure. As you can see the slide. First structure is the previous academic structure. It was 10+2 as you all know. And new pedagogical and curricular structure, the new one. So I will tell you something about it. So new pedagogical and curricular structure of school education is 5+3+3+4. So 3 years in Anganwadi, preschool, and 12 years in school. So first is foundational stage. It includes multi-level play activity based learning, preschool or Balvatika we can say. Next is preparatory stage. It is of 3 years and it includes play, discovery, and activity-based and interactive classroom learning. And next is middle stage. It is of 3 years and there will be experiential learning in the sciences, mathematics, art, social sciences, and humanities. So next is secondary stage. It is of 4 years and there is greater critical thinking, multidisciplinary study, flexibility, and student choice of subjects, as you can see the diagram. So next slide, as you can see, is shift to competency-based teaching, learning, and assessment. So according to NEP, the focus is to shift competency-based teaching, learning, and assessment. So first you can see promoting critical and creative thinking. So it promotes critical and creative thinking aligned to 21st century in classrooms. Next is shifting traditional assessments to competency focus. Next is track student progress comprehensively and frequently. Next is design tools and resources to acquire learning outcomes, as you all can see. So instead of rote learning, focus will be shifted to skill and activity-based learning. So this will promote skill and activity-based learning instead of rote learning. So it will be based on reducing curriculum to core essentials to minimize rote learning. And next is salient features of stages in school. So first is foundational stage, as we have done earlier also. We have done the old this and a new policy. Previous academic structure, which I have already discussed with you, was 10+2, and new pedagogical and curricular structure, which is 5+3+3+4. So we are discussing that only. So first is foundational stage. It is play, activity-based learning, pedagogy of early childhood, care, and education. Next is, it focuses on good behavior, courtesy, ethics, personal and public hygiene, and cleanliness. Children should be aware of this. Next is focus on teamwork and cooperation. So in preparatory stage, there is gradual transition from play-based learning to more formal classroom learning, interactive teaching learning. So introduction of subjects including physical education, art, languages, science, and mathematics. There is emphasis on reading, writing, and speaking. Next is middle stage, subject-oriented pedagogical and curricular methodology. Subject teachers for learning, discussion of the more abstract concepts in each subject across the sciences, mathematics, art, social sciences, and humanities. So in secondary stage, or you can say the high school, 4 years of multidisciplinary study will be there. Greater depth, like greater critical thinking, greater attention to life aspirations. There will be greater flexibility and student choice. Exposure to more subjects and enable greater flexibility, more frequent assessment of modules. So, something more we will discuss is that yes. So, in short, I will tell you something about this policy. First of all, in brief, that is this policy. It is a what is the vision of the national education policy? We have already discussed. It is an education system that contributes to an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high quality education to all. And it develops a deep sense of respect towards the fundamental rights, duties, and constitutional values, bonding with one's country and a conscious awareness of one's role and responsibilities in a changing world. So its key principles are respect for diversity and local context, equity and inclusion, emphasis conceptual understanding, unique capabilities, critical thinking and creativity, continuous review, community participation, use of technology. So how children will learn? According to the new academic structure, new pedagogical and curricular structure of school education, that is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. This is the main thing in this policy. 3 years in Anganwadi, we have already discussed it. And curriculum will be, and pedagogy is to be transferred by 2022 to promote skill-based learning. Instead of rote learning, there will be skill-based learning and minimize rote-based learning. So focus on critical thinking, interactive teaching, experiential learning. It focuses on mental and physical health and well-being. So, mandatory for students. It is mandatory for students to acquire skills in health and nutrition, physical education, fitness, wellness, and sports, health checkups, annual health checkups for all the students, reduce weight of school bags, hiring counselors in school campus, focus on children with disability, and inclusive and caring culture at school. So now we will discuss the next policy, next point, early childhood care and education, ECCE. So we will discuss the goals of ECCE, ensuring that all children entering grade 1 are school ready by 2030. Attain optimal outcome in the domain of physical and motor development, cognitive development, socio-emotional development, cultural, artistic development, and the development of communication and early languages, literacy and numeracy. So ECCE curriculum and pedagogy development. So introduction of the preparatory class before class 1 for children of age 5 years. Learning shall be based on play-based learning. As you can see, read with comprehension, write basic mathematical operations, and learn basic life skills. Next is attainment of foundational literacy and numeracy by grade 3 in mission mode. As you all can see on your screens. Attainment of foundational literacy and numeracy by grade 3 in mission mode. So first is book promotion. So first is book promotion. Next is national mission. Then early learning, 3-month play-based school, national repository, and libraries, as you can see the slide. So next is curtailing dropout rates and ensuring universal access to education at all levels. To bring children back to school and prevent children dropping out, the following steps will be taken. First is provide regular trained teachers at each stage. Special care shall be taken to ensure that no school remains deficient or infrastructure support. Next is universal participation in school by carefully tracking students as well as their learning levels. And next is community partnership in terms of expertise and infrastructural support. Then a scope of school education will be broadened to facilitate multiple pathways to learning involving both formal and non-formal education modes. Open and distance learning programs offered by the National Institute of Open Schooling and state open schools will be expanded and strengthened. Next slide is highlights of pedagogical structure. So first is competency-based education, integration of subjects, development of scientific temper, and next is no hard separation between curricular, co-curricular or extracurricular, academic, vocational, science and humanities, sports, art, academics. Emphasis will be on digital literacy. Next is promotion of multilingual teaching. So our next slide is about encouraging 21st century skills in the classroom. As you all can see, it encourages scientific temper, collaboration, digital literacy, problem solving, communication, critical thinking, creativity, health and fitness, social responsibility, and ethics.
Or continue said 23, 22.
So next is introduction of contemporary subjects. Artificial intelligence, holistic health, data science, to organic living, design thinking, and machine learning. That is, stress will be on overall development. So here, stress will be on overall development of the child. Next is year-long course during grades 6 to 8. Yes. So, survey and hands-on experience of a sampling of important vocational crafts such as carpentry, electric work, metal work, gardening, pottery making, etc. Decided by states and local communities and as mapped by local skilling needs. Next is mathematics and computational thinking. So increased emphasis throughout the school year, starting with the foundational stage. Use of a variety of innovative methods, including the regular use of puzzles and games that make mathematical thinking more enjoyable and engaging. Next is introduction of activities involving coding in middle stage. Next is emphasis on vocational education. So 10-day bagless period during grades 6 to 8 for students to intern with local vocational experts. They are saying that there will be 10 days where they will not bring their bags, or you can say that 10-day bagless period is there for grades 6 to 8. Students, they will meet with local vocational experts like carpenters, gardeners, porters, artists, etc. Next is internship opportunities to learn vocational subjects throughout grades 6 to 12. So vocational courses through online mode. Periodic exposure to activities outside school through like meeting local artists and craftsmen. They can meet the local artists and craftsmen also. And vocational courses are to be offered through open and distance learning, ODL mode. Next is knowledge of India. So our new education policy will focus more on ancient Indian history and current Indian situation. So knowledge from ancient India and its contributions to modern India and its success and challenges. India's future aspirations with regard to education, health, environment, etc. Indian knowledge systems, including tribal knowledge and indigenous and traditional ways of learning and specific courses in tribal, ethno-medicinal practices, forest management, traditional, or you can say organic crop cultivation, natural farming, etc. will be made available. So, competitions in schools for learning various topics and subjects through fun and indigenous games. Students to visit different states as part of cultural exchange program. Next is knowledge of critical issues facing local communities, states, the country, and the world. So next slide is about health education. Health education will be introduced as I have told you earlier also. So basic training in health, including preventive health, mental health and well-being, about nutrition, about personal and public hygiene and first aid, and detrimental and damaging effects of alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs. Next is leveraging the power of multilingualism and language learning. As you can see the slide. So, children whose primary language is not the language of the instruction in school are more likely to drop out of school or fail in early grades. So, mother tongue, home language, local language as medium of instruction wherever possible. Okay, until at least grade 5 and preferably till at least grade 8. Means home language, local language or mother tongue as a language of instruction will be there at least till 5th grade. The Languages of India, a fun project activity in schools to familiarize with the diversity of languages in the country. Next slide. National Curriculum Framework for School Education and CFSE and textbooks. So all textbooks shall aim to contain the essential core of core material deemed important on a national level, but at the same time contain any desired nuances and supplementary material as per local context and needs. Wherever it is possible, school and teachers will also have choices in the textbooks they employ from among a set of textbooks that contain the requisite national and local material. Transforming assessment for student development. So, aim of assessment is shift from rote memorization skills to formative is more competency assessment. It promotes learning and development of students, tests higher order skills such as analysis, critical thinking and conceptual clarity. Assessment for learning, optimized learning and development for all students. This will be the underlying principle for assessment at all levels of education. So, next is transforming assessment and tracking student progress across school years. So, all students will take school examinations in grade 3, 5 and 8 and achievement of basic learning outcomes through assessment of core concepts and knowledge from the national and local curricula along with the relevant higher order skills and application of knowledge in real life situations rather than rote memorization. And next is about redesigning report cards to assess holistic development of each child. So the holistic progress card will form an important link between home and school, will be accompanied by parent-teacher meetings in order to actively involve parents in their children's holistic education and development. So result of the school examination will be to be used only for developmental purposes of the school education, for public disclosure by schools of their overall student outcomes, anonymize student outcomes, and for continuous monitoring and improvement of the schooling system. Next, regarding guidelines for assessment, guidelines will be prepared by NCERT in consultation with major stakeholders such as boards of assessment, National Assessment Center for School Education, etc. Next is National Assessment Center for School Education. It will work. Now we will discuss about the work of NACSE. This center will advise the school boards regarding new assessment patterns and latest researches, for promoting collaborations between the school boards and to become an instrument for sharing of best practices between school boards, etc. About shifting their assessment patterns towards meeting the skill requirements of the 21st century and in consonance with the stated objectives of this policy. Now, equitable and inclusion education. Now here, education is the single greatest tool for achieving social justice and equality. So NEP seeks to bridge gender and social category gaps in all levels of school education. Next is focus on socio-economically disadvantaged groups. SEDGs will be formed and will be broadly categorized based on gender identities, socio-cultural identities, geographical identities, disabilities, and socio-economic conditions. Separate strategies will be formulated for focused attention for reducing each of the category-wise gap in the school education. So next is to ensure equitable and inclusive education. So a gender inclusion fund will be raised. Equal participation of children will be ensured. Home-based education for disabled children will be provided. So, next is schools will provide efficient resources and governance. As you can see, efficient resourcing and effective governance through school complexes. So, adequate number of counselors, trained social workers and teachers for teaching all subjects including art, music, science, sports, languages, vocational subjects, etc. Adequate resources such as library, science, labs, computer labs, skill labs, playgrounds, sports, equipment and facilities, etc. Next is transforming assessment and examination. So, a key stage, assessment in class 3, 5 and 8. Pilot in selected schools will be conducted in 2021-22. And holistic report card for CBSE school is being prepared. Means a quality education will be there. More worksheet to teachers will be provided. 500 competency-based tests, items for class 1 to 5th related to the measurement of each learning outcome stipulated by NCERT are being prepared. Next is work initiated on the development of question bank for competency-based items, HOTS, for classes 6 to 10 in major subjects will be available at Diksha. So pilot will be done in the beginning of April, May 2021 or as, and when school reopen, it will be implemented on a larger scale in 2022-23. An online system is also being developed. So training of paper setters and moderators is going on. Standardized question papers, 10% higher order application, oriented source and phased question till it becomes 60%. So, I hope parents, as already you were aware of this policy. So, as people are very eager to know about this policy, about this NEP. So, I hope you must have listened carefully to me, and you must have got some knowledge. So, thank you and have a very wonderful and nice day. Thank you so much.